Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is Friday, February 25th, 2022. It is 1:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. And this is my coping with affects my mood, particularly during the winter. Um, it's pretty crappy today because we had a snowstorm last night. It's cold here in Rochester, New York. Um, I'm glad I'm not homeless in this kind of weather. Um, Being homeless in this kind of weather is very difficult, especially if you're mentally ill and homeless. And there are plenty of homeless people in the middle of winter in Rochester, New York, and any other place on the planet. Um, but the weather like this always affects my mood negatively. Um, First of all, I have what might be fibromyalgia with a lot of body, joint, muscle, nerve, and muscular skeletal pain. In arthritis, the cold weather increases my physical pain, which makes my mood go down. It gets dark pretty early, which makes me more depressed. It's very difficult to go outside in this kind of weather without feeling really, really depressed and really, really anxious. It's difficult to get through the cold weather. It's difficult to get through the snow, especially with my physical pain. I have a lot of knee pain in my right knee, and to a lesser extent, my left knee, but also my body in general. I have arthritis in my left hip. I have arthritis in my spine, my upper and lower spine. The cold weather always makes that pain more intense and more difficult to deal with. I do take medications for the pain, um, but the more physical pain I have because of the cold weather, the worse my mood gets. I have less energy. I have less motivation to do things. Um, it comes down to simple things like just being able to walk through the snow. If I have to wear heavy snow boots, that puts pressure on my knees and causes me to limp along because of the intense pain, especially in my right knee. I had my knee x rayed last week and there's no broken bones or dislocation. There might be some soft muscle tissue damage and damage to the cartilage or the tendons. We don't know yet. We're going to do an MRI on my knee. But all of this affects my mood in cold, snowy, winter weather, windy weather as well. Makes my mood really, really crappy. Um, and if my mood gets really crappy, that intensifies my auditory hallucinations. It intensifies my delusions and paranoia that people are spying on me or following me or watching me or plotting against me or talking about me. Um, the winter is generally a very difficult time for me. Um, every once in a while, we'll get a break in the weather where it's like 45 degrees outside and the snow melts and it stops for a day or two. But then the cold weather and the snowstorms come back. It's almost blizzard conditions here in Rochester, New York, and that always makes my mood worse. Um, I just started on Cymbalta, which is an antidepressant. But the main reason I'm taking the Cymbalta is for physical pain because it's an antidepressant that can be used for things like fibromyalgia and other physical pain of the joints, muscular, skeletal system, the nervous system, and the muscles and the joints. Hopefully, maybe the Cymbalta will improve my mood since it is an antidepressant. But for the pain or depression or anxiety, it takes up to several weeks before Cymbalta starts showing any results. So it may be a good thing for my depression that I started on an antidepressant, regardless of why I originally started it. Up until this point, I have not been on an antidepressant for a very long time, actually. The main psychiatric drug that I've been taking is technically not an antidepressant, it's an atypical antipsychotic medication known as Seroquel or quetiapine. Um, it can be used as a mood stabilizer in mood swings, but it's not an antidepressant, it's an antipsychotic. Um, and so the weather like this always affects my mood, makes me more depressed, which intensifies my other psychiatric symptoms. And it's difficult for me to stick to my daily schedule, including exercising on my exercise bike. Um, but I will get my daily schedule done. I have to drag myself through it when my mood is this crappy, but I do get it done. My schedule includes work on my computer, making videos like this one, exercising, doing my physical therapy exercises, because I do see a physical therapist for the physical pain that's throughout my body. Um, I do consumer surveys for extra money online. That's what I mean by work on my computer. Um, and I meditate twice a day, and I try to stick to my daily schedule as much as possible because the more structure I have, the more normal I feel and the better I feel. So even if I have poor motivation and my mood is really crappy, I still force myself through my daily schedule, and it takes more uh, willpower to get things done. Um, as far as my therapy is going, I have physical therapy this coming Monday, and then on Tuesday I have group therapy. On Wednesday, I'm seeing an orthopedic specialist about my joint pain and the bone spurs in my spine, the bone spurs in my knees, as well as my arthritis. Um, so we'll be looking into that next week because all the physical pain and all the physical stuff definitely affects my mood, and I keep all my psychiatric and medical appointments to avoid going to the emergency room. I don't like going to either the medical emergency room. I don't like going to the psychiatric emergency room. And as far as the psychiatric emergency room is concerned, I've actually been doing pretty good. I have not gone to the psychiatric emergency room here in Rochester since October 30th of last year. So it's been 3 or 4 months since I've actually been to the psychiatric emergency room. Um, I will be seeing my therapist on March 9th and my psychiatrist some point after that. I forget when exactly. Um, when I see my psychiatrist, we will catch up on everything about the Cymbalta. My psychiatrist is not the one prescribing Cymbalta. So, since we're not using it mainly as an antidepressant, we're using it as a way to control physical pain. My medical nurse practitioner, my primary care nurse practitioner, is the one prescribing the Cymbalta. We started out at 60 milligrams and went up to 120 milligrams. And it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I started it. And so we'll see how things progress from there.